All right, YouTube, we back at it again. Football and gaming, this your man, Epic One Mike. We got some picks going on for this video right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do some week 9 picks. I'm gonna start doing them throughout the season. So watch out for them. But first let's do a small little recap of week 8, you know, some notable stuff. Jets and Patriots, the Jets are just trash right now at this point. Uh Anything they're doing is just not equating to a win. Aaron Rodgers isn't playing good. Devontae Adams there. They've been 0-2 since he been there. And they fired Salah. So what really is the problem there? Ravens and Browns. Jameis came in and did his thing, but it is a division right. It is a divisional game, so I'm not gonna really like put so much excitement into Jameis beat the Ravens, division opponent. So not gonna not gonna dog the Ravens for losing, even though they are one of the best teams in the league right now. You got the Eagles at the Bengals. Bengals got trashed. To be honest, I was ready and I'm watching the Bengals to see if they can actually make a comeback, to get to the playoffs. But this loss, puts them further down the hole. So I'm gonna keep watching the Bengals to see how they do, moving forward. We had the Colts and Texans, another divisional game. But the thing coming out of here is that that AR, came out of the game, said he tired. You can't do that, bro. You're the franchise quarterback. You got to stay in there, bro, unless you're really, really hurt and you can't throw the ball or you can't plant. Can't do that, bro. That's a bad look, especially with your teammates. We got the Lions and Titans. Lions decimated the Titans. I would love, I would love, not I would love, but I want to see the Lions go to the Super Bowl. I want to see them go to the Super Bowl. I don't think the 49ers are going to reappear at the Super Bowl. I think they will be in the playoffs, but I don't think that they will reappear in the Super Bowl. Because with the NFC is always someone different that's in the Super Bowl. It's never someone reappearing, after being in the Super Bowl the previous year. Check that out. That's why I love the NFC. It's always somebody different that shows up in the Super Bowl every year. Last time that happened was with the Seattle Seahawks, Legion of Boom in them. They beat the Broncos, and then they came back, and the whole thing with not handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, against the Patriots. So that was the last time that any team, reappeared, back to back in the NFC. And I think the game of Week 8 was the Bears and Commanders. I watched that game, and it was a back and forth. It was a struggle. So it was a whole lot of penalties. Touchdowns came back, and the Bears came alive, and then they took the lead, and it all seemed like it was a Bears win until that Hail Mary happened, and the dude caught the ball, and they took the victory, and that was the notable stuff of Week 8. Now let's get into these picks. Week 9 NFL season. Let's go. First up, Thursday night, we got Texans and Jets. I'm picking the Texans, even though CJ Stroud's been inconsistent, with his play lately. And the Jets are not, I mean, like I said in the little recap of Week 8, they have not been great. Aaron Rodgers isn't up to MVP form like they thought they would get. Devontae Adams hasn't done nothing. I mean, until I see that they win, I'm going with the Texans over this, even though Stephon Diggs is out too. And it seems like, not seeing, but I'm hearing that it could possibly be season ending. But I'm still going to go with the Texans. Sunday, in the 1 o'clock lineup, we got the Saints and the Panthers. Two trash teams. One of them is my team. Yes, that's the Panthers. They trash. I don't even watch them. You know, you got to keep it real with yourself when you're a fan. They are trash. You put Bryce Young in there, trash. You put Andy Dalton in there, trash. Saints, they had a promising start to the season. I thought they were going to be like, I thought this was going to be a three-way race in the NFC South. But after that second game, everything just fell off for the Saints. But I'm going to go with the Saints because I feel the Panthers are more trash than the Saints right now. Next game, we got the Commanders versus the Giants. The Giants are trash too. Only thing that, you know, you would want to watch for the, as far as the Giants go, is Malik Neighbors. And I feel that's what's making Daniel Jones not get benched, because he feeding Malik Neighbors. And that boy is balling. But I'm going to pick the Commanders in this. They got a great team. I believe they're ahead in the division. They're ahead in the division. They got a great team, great quarterback. McLaurin is getting fed like he should have been all these years. You know, Zach Ertz, he's killing it. Got Brian Robinson Jr. in the backfield. He is balling too. And then Jaden Daniels, he's performing greatly, and I think he's gonna get Rookie of the Year so far. So I'm going with the Commanders. Next game, we got the Bills. We got the Dolphins at the Bills. Tua's back, but that don't mean nothing because they're going up against the Bills, and the Bills own them, except for that one time when they played down in Miami and it was hot as hell. Everybody needed IVs. Everybody fainted after the game. Everybody was ready to go. That was crazy. That was the only time like Tua beat the Bills. And with that said, I'm going to pick the Bills, of course. Next game, we got the Chargers at the Browns. Chargers have quietly been winning. Like, Justin Herbert hasn't been like a highlight reel, you know, like lighting it up and, you know, being the talk of the town, you know, like he used to be when, you know, he was just slinging it around and he would get all these passing yards and touchdowns and stuff, and ultimately lose as well. But he's not getting like that notoriety, you know, like the sports media used to give him. But they're quietly winning. That's strange to me. But they're going up against the Browns. Jameis Winston. Who knows which one we gonna get? But also, it seems like they're a good team, especially with the receivers they got. They got Njoku, they got Tillman. Jerry Jeudy is there, even though I think he trash, but you know, he'll every once in a while get some catches, you know what I'm saying? Chubb is back. I mean, they got a great team. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. And so the next game we got is the Patriots versus the Titans. Also two trash teams, I believe. Even though Patriots just beat the Jets, that was a divisional opponent. You play your divisional opponents, you know, the toughest that you can, and you know each other well. But you're going up against the Titans. You don't know these two teams well. Hopkins, he's out. So it's just Calvin Ridley. I'm going to pick the Patriots. Next up, we got the Cowboys at the Falcons. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys until they win a Super Bowl. I'm tired of this shit. Ever since Dak did that whole stupid-ass play in the playoffs against the 49ers, where he ran up the middle with about 12 seconds left and then tried to spike it, that's a dumbass play. I ain't with that. I don't want to hear nothing about Cowboys this, Cowboys that, until they win a Super Bowl. I'm picking the Falcons. Next up, we got the Raiders at the Bengals. Raiders, I feel they should just go back into rebuild mode, trade Max Crosby for a potential first, second maybe, before the trade deadline. And the Bengals, of course, they're struggling. T. Higgins, he's always injured. And even though he is the number one, he can be a number one on another team. This man is always injured, like for some reason. And injuries happen, but if you're expecting to get like a number one contract, you gotta stay healthy, bruh. I don't know at this moment if he's gonna be playing, but regardless, I'm gonna pick the Bengals even though they got a trash defense. So that's where I'm with on that game. Bengals. Next up, we got the Broncos at the Ravens. Broncos have also been quietly winning games too. Quietly. That defense is great, amazing, excellent. But I don't think this offense can do anything against the Ravens. I'm picking the Ravens, and I don't think the Broncos will be able to hold the Ravens offense uh, down for the whole game. So I'm picking the Ravens. Heading into the 4 o'clock games, we got the Bears at the Cardinals. Bears are actually a good team though. Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he needs to feed Marvin Harrison Jr. more. That's your number one receiver, bro. You got to feed him more. That's your first round pick. That's who they picked to help you out, bro. And in that Miami game in week 8, you saw that he started to feed him, as the game kept going, and they ended up winning. But I'm gonna pick the Bears on this one over the Cardinals. Jaguars at Eagles. Jaguars are trash. Of course, I'm picking the Eagles. Enough said. Next game, we got the Rams at the Seahawks. This is a NFC West divisional game. I love these games between this division. This division, well, okay, of course, like some time back, they used to be like all defense, and some offense in there, but this division was tough. Even going against everybody else in the league. But going up against each other, I feel they always produce like good games and like surprising outcomes. Rams, they got back Cooper Kupp. They got back Puka Nacua. Matthew Stafford was lighting it up. Seahawks, they just came off a bad loss too. DK Metcalf isn't playing. I believe he's not playing this week either. But regardless of if he is playing or not, I'm picking the Rams. Matthew Stafford and this offense has been revitalized. Next up, we got the Lions at Packers, another divisional game. NFC North this time. NFC North is actually good. And it's a possibility that all 4 teams are going to go to the playoffs. I believe the Bears are in last place at 5-3. And Lions are at the top 6-1. But the Lions, as I said earlier, I want to see the Lions go. And the Packers been playing good. Jordan Love is playing good. I still don't believe he should have got that huge contract because he got it off for half a year. I just feel I should have seen more. But he is playing great, so good on him. But I'm gonna pick the Lions on this one. Next game, the 8:20 p.m. game, we got the Colts at Vikings. No, Colts. That whole debacle with AR, that you gotta really start putting up some W's to make that whole story right there go away. And I don't think that they'll be able to do it. Vikings defense is great. Brian Flores, he should probably get assistant coach of the year. Vikings, I got the Vikings on this. And we ended with the Monday night game, the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are the only remaining team that's undefeated. They've been doing it. Somehow, Mahomes ain't been playing great throughout the season. But they find a way to win. That's the narrative. They find a way to win. If any other team was winning like this, it would be like, oh, they won, but this, and that. But for Mahomes and the Chiefs, they found a way to win, and that's what the great teams do. Buccaneers, they're down and out, but Baker Mayfield is still. If the Bucks had a winning, I believe they don't have a winning record no more. I gotta check, but at this point, they don't have Godwin anymore for the whole season. Mike Epps is out for, I believe, the next 4 games or until further notice with his hamstring. But Baker Mayfield is still doing his thing. But ultimately, I'm choosing the Chiefs, of course. They'll win it somehow, some way. But that's it for this video. Epic one, Mike, with the Week 9 picks of the NFL season. Let's go. See y'all later. Peace.